So in today's video, I'm going to help explain how you can list your items very quickly and don't have to worry about your title, your keywords, or anything about the description or the price. Usually it takes people a few minutes to sometimes an hour just to list one item, but with this method, you'll be able to list items in under 1 minute, and if you get really good at it, you can do it in a matter of seconds. Today I have some example items that I'm going to show you how to list very quickly. This is going to work with items that are in the video game, electronics, or toy category, and you'll see why in a minute. So let's start off with something very simple. We're going to start off with this GameCube game, Crazy Taxi. Video games are obviously one of the best selling niches on eBay. It's very fast sell-through rate. A lot of people like playing video games, and you can get them for really good money and sell them for really good money. So let's get started. So most people, when they get this item, they're going to just type in Crazy Taxi for the GameCube. When you type that in, you're going to get a lot of results, and you're not going to know where you should go with your results. Even if you filter by sold, you're going to see so many different types of listings, so many titles, so many conditions, so many items. You can easily get lost. But if you follow this method, it's going to be very easy for you to list your items, and you're never going to have to worry about not listing it for the right price, not using correct keywords, any of that kind of stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to inspect the condition of this. You can see that this game comes with the disc and the manual, so I know that I won't have to deal with any of the loose copies. So here, disc only, we don't have to worry about any listings that are like this. We don't have to worry about any listings like this. This doesn't even have a picture. We don't have to worry about case and manual or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for a listing that has exactly what I'm looking for. So we see here, this is a perfect listing. It's Crazy Taxi, parentheses, Nintendo GameCube 2001. Can you tell me a better title for that? It has the name of the game, has the platform that it's on, it has the brand of the platform it's on, and it has the year it was released. This is the perfect title. It has everything that we're looking for. You don't need to use crazy keywords. You don't need to say things like video game. You don't need to say things like amazing condition or free shipping if you're offering it, because those are things that the buyer is going to figure out on their own. We don't need to lure them in with free shipping or video game. Like I'll go through some of these and show you. So you see here, it says authentic. We don't need to tell our buyers that our listing is authentic. They're going to see that when they look at the pictures. This is just going to crowd our title, and it's going to make it harder for the buyer to want to read it, which means they're just going to scroll right past. Also, worrying about these kind of keywords in your title is going to make you more self-conscious about your title, which is going to make you spend more time on it, and time is money. So what we're going to do, we're going to save us a lot of time. This is going to sound very controversial at first, but once I really explain how it all works, you're going to feel really good that you learned this trick. What we're going to do, we're going to click on sell one like this. The reason why we click on sell one like this is because it's going to copy everything that this seller has told about the listing. So we see we got the perfect title here. We don't need to change the title. Already, just by clicking one button, we have a perfect title. You can see here in the item specifics, it has all of the information that we would want. It has the name of the game, it has the platform, it even has the UPC. The UPC is very important. It has the publisher, it has the genre, it has everything. We could even put in this little thing that basically tells the buyers that this is the North American release, this is not the Japanese or the Europe or anything like that. So this is all you need. You don't even have to do this step because it's already done for you by somebody else. Why do the work when you can have someone else do it for you? Condition, it's going to be very good condition because it's not new, obviously, and it comes with all the pieces. The disc, I already inspected the disc. The disc is in really good shape. So we're going to go into our condition description. Here, when it comes to video games, you don't have to worry too much about the condition description. As long as you're selling popular disc-based games, you don't really need to worry about going in depth with your item condition. It's only when you start selling, things like box NES games or really rare hundreds of dollar games, that's when it's better to get into condition, because people are spending a lot of money on it, and when they're spending a lot of money, they want to make sure that the condition of the game meets their guidelines. But for something like Crazy Taxi, this is a $30 game. People are not buying this game because they want a pristine copy of it. They're buying because they want to play it. So the pictures that you use are going to be perfectly fine for this. So for the condition, I'm just going to say tested. This is literally all you need. All you need to say is that it's tested. You don't have to put that in the title. You don't have to put it in the description. All you got to say is that it's tested, because that's all they care about. That way you're not going to get people reaching out to you asking if it's tested. Now for the description, I personally just use a generic description saying that my video games are clean and tested, things are replaced when needed. You don't need to, the description is honestly the least important part of the listing, ironically, because people think the description is the most important, that this is how you describe what the item is, how good the item is, like if you're describing how good the game is. But this is all unnecessary. Most people don't even read the description because they already know what they're buying. So you don't have to worry about this. Some people even just put a period on it and don't even worry about it. So we're not going to worry about it. Now for pricing, this is how you do pricing very, very fast. You scroll to the top and negate any listing that have nothing to do with yours. So already these three are just disc, and this one is Japanese. So I'm not even going to look at these. This one is just a generic cover or generic picture, so I'm not going to worry about that. And now we start getting into some of the ones that we're looking for. This has no instruction manual, not going to care. This one's going for 30 plus shipping. This one is complete. This is also going for 30 plus shipping, 30 plus shipping. Let's see, 30 free shipping, 30 free shipping, 30, 35. So you can see that it's around $30 plus shipping. So I'm going to put it at $30 plus shipping. I already have my shipping policy down here. And I just want to point out, just because I kind of forgot, you can put something like CIB if it comes with the manual. However, because of the pictures we're going to use, it's not necessary, because the picture is going to include everything that it comes with, and the buyer is going to see that it comes with the case, the disc, and the manual, and they're going to conclude to themselves that it's complete. You can put complete. I personally don't put complete unless it's absolutely necessary, or if I'm using someone else's listing that has complete in it, I'll just leave it in there. It doesn't hurt to add it. I just don't add it because it's not really that important to me. So finally, we get down to our ads. For schedule listing and add and allow offers, this is completely up to you. I personally do not allow offers unless it's an item that is kind of obscure where the value isn't really known. If the value is known, like in this case, I don't want to put offers because most of the time it's just going to be people lowballing me and I just don't want to deal with that. However, when I do have watchers and eBay allows me to make offers, I will make like 5% offers on most of the items just to get it out quickly. I prefer to be the one that controls what offers are allowed and how much they are. And I just don't mess with any kind of offer. Same thing with schedule your listing. I just list them as soon as I get them. There's always a talk about how often should you list to please the eBay algorithm. It's not really important. Like, I get items in almost every single day, so eBay's always seeing that items are going in and out of my store. So it's just not important to me to make sure that I always list a certain amount a day. If you're starting off very early and you only get a couple items per week, then it might be easy. Then it might be better to list one a day, even if you get multiple in that day. It's just for someone like me who lists, who gets in about 4 to 5 items a day. It doesn't matter if one day I do 2, one day I do 6, one day I do 8. It really doesn't matter. For the ads, I do 3%. The reason why I do 3% is because the higher your ad rate is, the higher up your item appears on the search bar. And I found that 3% pretty much guarantees that I will be at the top of the search results. And that's what's most important to me, because being at the top of the search results will allow me to be able to raise the price a little bit, because it gives me the opportunity to sell my items to people who don't care about finding a good deal. They just want the first thing that's in front of them. And if I can get those people, I can get more money from them. So it's just something I do. The least you can do is 2%. I recommend putting ads on every single item you list and put it at 2%. If you want to beat out the people at 2%, put it at 2.1. If you want to be those people, put it at 2.2, and so on. You don't need to do more than 3%. 3% is pretty much the limit. It's just 3% is something I'm comfortable with. So this is our listing. This took me only 10 minutes, the amount of time I'm recording this, to just explain it to you. But in reality, this would take me about 20 seconds. And I'm going to show you how I am able to get my photos in here in less than 10 seconds also. So what I'm going to do is look for a listing that has exactly what I'm looking for. And I'll show you what I mean by that in just a second. Right here, you see this picture has everything. It has the case, it has the disc, it has both of the instruction manuals. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this image and I'm going to put it into my listing. So you see here now, I have this person's picture in my listing, and I know some of you are gonna watch that and think this is plagiarism, this is stealing, this is copyright infringement, this is whatever. I want to make it clear to you, there is nothing wrong with taking someone else's picture from their listing and using it as your own. In fact, I have a copy of eBay's terms of service, and it says right here, you may also use the images and product details from the eBay product catalog. And what that usually means, what should I do if my image, video, text is being used by another seller? This is me in that case. It says when you create listings, you give eBay and its customers permission through our user agreement to use your images, video, and product details. You may your contact may be added to the eBay product catalog and may be used by other sellers in their eBay listing. Now, what does that mean? It means whenever you put any kind of pictures or pictures or videos in your listing and you upload it to eBay, just like the seller did, you are giving every other seller the right to use your picture or videos in their own listing. It's as easy as that. And now we are able to use this, and instead of having to take this game, walk it over to the light box, open it up, lay everything out, take the picture, putting it back, we just saved us a solid 30-35 seconds, and I just took a picture someone else used. Now stack that over to 10 to 15 games a day if you're getting up there in listings, and you're saving minutes every single day, and that stacks over the week, over the month, over the year. So there's a huge caveat that I need to talk about when it comes to taking photos from other listings and using them as your own. The big issue that a lot of sellers come into when they do this is they use photos that look nothing like the item that they have in their hand. You can see that the listing here, the photo that we took, is pretty much in pristine condition. The case is in pretty good condition. The disc, obviously, the manual has no tears, no stains or anything like that. And if you look at my copy also has nothing wrong with it. The case is in really good shape. The cover art is in really good shape. The manual doesn't have any kind of bends or scrapes or stains or anything like that. If you ask any kind of buyer if these two were the same, if the picture on here is the same as the thing I'm holding in my hand, every single one of them is going to say that this is the exact same thing. You have to make sure that if you're going to take photos from other people, it has to be the exact same thing. If you don't, when people receive their item, they're going to return it. They're going to say that the item was not as described, and you're going to get into trouble with eBay. So make sure you don't do that. And this is also why doing it with video games is a lot easier than doing it with, say, sneakers, because with sneakers, condition matters a lot more, and you're not going to get away with just using someone else's listing, because there's going to be, little bits of stains, little bits of dirt, things that are going to easily come up on any kind of pictures, and when the buyer receives the item, they're not going to be too happy. So that's why I do it with video games, but that's not the only thing I do it with. Here are the other 2 items that I do it with. This is skin cream, and this is a new in box TV remote. The reason why I'm able to do it with these items is because they are new. They are new. The seal is not broken on either of these products, which means there's not any room for condition to come into play with the listing. So with this TV remote, because it's new in the box, people don't need a picture of the actual remote. They just need a picture of the actual remote itself. What I mean is they need the picture of the box. So I'll show you guys on my screen. If I type in the UPC and I go into sold, you'll see here that people are just taking a picture of the box. They're not doing multiple angles, because who the fuck wants multiple angles? They're not doing any kind of poses with them. So you can really just take any of these pictures, take the best one, the one with a white background like this one. This is a perfect picture. Why take your own picture when you can just use this one? You're going to be saving so much time by just using someone else's picture. And if the seller reaches out to you saying, hey, please don't use my picture, then just redo the listing, use someone else's picture. Or if you want to fight them, who cares? Same thing with things like skin cream. This is unopened. It still has the original seal inside, which means people just need a picture of the bottle itself, and that's what I give them. I give them a picture that someone else took of the bottle. And like I said, eBay allows this. You're not going to get in trouble. You're not going to get stricken down. Your listing will stay up. I've done this hundreds and hundreds of times, and I've saved myself hours over the years by doing this simple trick. So this is how I list things in a matter of seconds. Had I list this on my own without filming, I probably could have listed this in about 25 seconds instead of the multiple minutes it would take if I did everything by myself. This is how I'm able to get items out so quickly, and the faster I can get items listed, the more time I have to sort, which means the more money I make. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something very useful. If you did, let me know in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.